Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Old Line State Politics. It's me, your favorite Marylander, and today we are back with a new video, and it is brought to you by your host, Jason Craig. So, getting into today's video, we have the 2023 elections happening today, November 7th, 2023. And because of that, we have many races across the country. In Mississippi and Kentucky, their governor races. Ohio's referendum for their abortion rights. So is Virginia's and their legislative elections. A couple key races in Pennsylvania, and so forth. And today we're going to be talking about my predictions, my final predictions for the Kentucky governor race and the Mississippi governor race. Now, in Kentucky, we saw in 2019 a flip from Matt Bevin. And that was because of a unpopular governor at the time. Matt Bevin was the Republican governor, Republican incoming governor in 2019, and lost re-election to Andy Beshear, the son of former Governor Steve Beshear. Ultimately, that was a very big upset for the Trump administration in 2019 and Republicans across the nation. And that was just a sign to tell of 2020, in the 2020 presidential election, Senate, House, and so forth. Now, coming down into Mississippi, you had Tate Reeves, who won by 5.1%, so basically 5%, against Jim Hood, who was the Democrat nominee. And you could see margins run up by the Democrats decently around the outskirts of Mississippi, near Arkansas and Louisiana, and the big Democrat areas really came out for Jim Hood, but ultimately Tate Reeves won. Now, one special thing we were going to be talking about today is going to be Louisiana, and in Louisiana, Jeff Landry won with 51% of the vote, and he did not even need a runoff election to take place in order for him to get the majority of the votes. So, why is 2023 so important for 2024? And why are we calling this the pre-games? Well, quite frankly, in 2019, the results of the elections happening in 2019 was a sign to tell that Democrats had a good year in 2020. Now, if Republicans have a good year in 2023, we can see the possibility of a good year for Republicans in 2024 leading up to the election in the general. In next year, we are 1 year away from the presidential election. With that, I'm going to make my first prediction for Kentucky. As you can see, Andy Beshear is facing off against Daniel Cameron. If we go to look at the general election, we can see that there have been many debates, and quite frankly, Daniel Cameron, I've watched two of these debates. Quite frankly, Daniel Cameron did not have a good performance against Andy Beshear. He kind of dodged questions and whatnot, but they were very one-sided questions. But other than that, it was not a very good performance for Daniel Cameron. Now you can see Daniel Cameron has been endorsed by Donald Trump, who is the 45th President of the United States, and many other Republicans across the entire country, with senators and governors and representatives and so forth. So if we come down here to polling, there is really not many polls that have that are favorable for Daniel Cameron. Andy Beshear is polling above him by many, and the most recent poll is from November 1st to 2nd, and that has a 8-point margin for Andy Beshear, which is pretty insane. But the latest kind of I would say more normal poll we see is a 2-point margin for Andy Beshear. But everything else has Beshear up or either tied with Cameron. So quite frankly, Andy Beshear most likely will not, or Daniel Cameron most likely will not be able to pull this off in an upset. As much as I would like him to, it does not seem likely for today. So, for Kentucky, we have a margin of 3.2%, and that is a lead margin I will categorize Kentucky at. I do think that the incumbent, Andy Beshear, will be able to pull off this race and defeat the Republican challenger. So moving on to Mississippi, the next race. So we have Mississippi. This is Tate Reeves versus Brandon Presley. a Democrat, kind of coming off of as a moderate blue dog Democrat, but he's not really like that, so it's going to be quite interesting. A lot of people say that this race is going to be kind of close. I believe it won't be. It's probably going to be like 6 to 7 points in my opinion. But Tate Reeves is a scandal-plagued governor. He has a lot of scandals with his name and with his administration. So it's quite interesting to see how this is going to play out. But I think it's going to be anywhere from 6 to 7 points. I don't really think it's going to be that interesting. I'm pretty sure I'm dead set that Tate Reeves will win his re-election. And so going from there, I'm going to put this as a 6.5 point margin for Tate Reeves, and that is a likely margin. So, summing up these races, I think that Republicans will get 28 seats, or 27 seats, excuse me, with the flip of Louisiana that happened a few Saturdays ago. And the Democrats will hold on to Kentucky, which is sad, but it is what it is. We had no chance of winning this race this cycle, maybe in 2027. So what's happening in Ohio is their referendum for abortion and amending it to the Constitution. So if you live in Ohio, please vote no. I urge you to vote no on that constitutional amendment proposal on the ballot. Now, do I think it's gonna win? No, I think yes will take it, but we can at least try for the pro-life movement. And in Virginia, we have the state legislator races across the entire state, and I believe that the Republicans will hold on to the House of Delegates and hopefully pick up a few seats in the state Senate, but nonetheless will expand our majority in both of those houses. So with all that being said, thank you all for watching today's video. I appreciate you guys tuning in. It is a privilege to be able to do this. I will not be streaming tonight. I will be on Conservative American Predictions stream. I will link that in the cards right in the corner. So if you guys were planning on watching a stream, all my viewers, please go and watch it on Conservative American Predictions channel. And again, I'll put that in the cards and in the description. So with that being said, thank you all. God bless you. And God bless the United States of America.